Morning, everyone. Oh, welcome to the morning drive. It's kind of a little bit of time where I can think out loud, and glad you could join me this morning. Hopefully, this afternoon I'll also have the afternoon drive coming home, but I have to apologize if you tried to tune in last night. I didn't do the show at 7 o'clock. I literally went home, laid down, woke up at 11:30 this last night. I mean, I was so tired. For those of you that were watching the afternoon drive, you could see me almost falling asleep during the drive. It was these last few nights have gotten very broken sleep, very tossing and turning, interrupted. Don't know why, but last night I came home and just went right to bed. I just, even my wife was like, it's only 6:30. I said, yeah. I know. Laid down, and so I got about 3 hours sleep. You see, 6:30. I probably drifted off about 7. Somewhere in that area, 7:30. So I probably got about 3.5 hours sleep, and then after I woke up, I stayed up a little while and got another 3 hours sleep. So hopefully that was enough to kind of recharge the batteries, because I'll tell you, when your body tells you gotta sleep, man, you just gotta sleep. There ain't no way around it. And I'm usually the one that tries to find sleep wherever I can, because I don't get very much on a regular basis. But I'm trying to change that. I'm trying to make this new year kind of a year of refreshment. Just kind of, kick back and just enjoy the year, and including sleep. I definitely want to try and get just a little more. Now, I don't want more. I mean, if I could just get 5 hours, if I could do 5 hours sleep, maybe 6 hours of uninterrupted sleep, oh, I'd be so happy. That would be, and I've tried Ambien. I went to the doctor. I said, look, I can't sleep. They tried putting me on the highest dose of Ambien they could, and that didn't work for me. And then they says, oh, well, we'll give you this other stuff. And I can't even remember what it was called. Some other drug that they were trying to get me to take. So I tried it. It didn't make me sleep either. Lamazepam, something like that. Lorazepam, something Pam. And that didn't work either. Didn't put me to sleep. So it's kind of like my body is just going to kind of go until it decides it's time to sleep. And yesterday was obviously one of those times where it just decided, you know what? It's 6:30, and you're going to go ahead and lay down and take a nap. And I went, okay, fine. Didn't even fight it, just laid down. So I do feel much better this morning, more refreshed. Even though the sleep was kind of broken in half, a few hours here, a few hours there, I guess collectively it added up to be pretty much what I wanted, what I needed, I guess. Make sure I get all my shit, yeah. So, today, hopefully, will be another day that flies by. I mean, we've got, what's today? Today's Thursday? Is today Thursday already? Wow. So, one more day after today, then the weekend's here now. For those of you that were watching, you know that I've got a $40,000 poker tournament coming this weekend. But I've got to play in one of the first flights to see if I can get through the first 12 levels. And if I get through the first 12 levels, I come back that Sunday for the big tournament. So I've just got to try and I've got to play poker either tonight or tomorrow or Saturday. So one of these 3 days I've got to play. Hold on, guys, one sec.
Thank you for choosing McDonald's. How may I help you?
Good morning. Could I get a large diet soda?
Coke or Dr. Pepper?
Oh, I'll just do Coke. Large diet Coke.
Here's what else can I get for you?
That should do it. Thank you.
Thank you. So your total is going to be 107 at first.
I get this large Coke. I never drink it all before I get to work. But it's the same when I buy a small, medium, or large. It's still $1. So I just go say hell with it. I get the big one. So Oh, man. We'll see if she's working today, we'll see your favorite cashier. She'll probably say hi to everybody. So just kind of hang with me. About 6:20? Yeah, 6:19. Oh, man. So let me see, what's today gonna bring? I did catch a little bit of the news last night before I went to bed. I do a flash briefing on my Alexa, so that'll tell you what amount of news I got. Good morning.
Have a large Diet Coke.
That's me, yep.
It's $1.50.
Thank you very much.
So much. Have a great day.
You
Bye-bye.
too now. Bye-bye. All right. Good morning. You too.
Hey guys.
Hey guys. You're becoming their favorite.
Yeah, I should be too.
Yeah, I see you every day. Thanks, guys. Yep. Told you guys, she's loving the stream, loves your attention. So, the company was sent emails regarding her, and I'm gonna tell you, you keep sending them, I'm gonna end up printing them off and just giving them to her. You guys are funny. And no, I don't know anything about her. I have no idea who she is. I don't know. I don't know if she's married or she's got boyfriends or girlfriends or whatever. And frankly, I don't really care. But at least she's not one of the people that say, "Oh, don't show me, don't show me." So, all right, let me see. Oh, so I was telling you, I did see a little bit of the news, and from what I gather, and this is now, I could be wrong, it's kind of, it goes back to that where I get a little confused about what, from my understanding, Pelosi told Trump that he shouldn't do his State of the Union address. He basically told her, stuff it. You know, I'm going to do it. And then she sent him a letter and says, well, you're not doing it in our house, so until this thing is over. And then he says, yeah, well, I don't need to do it in your house. I'm going to do it anyway. And then he backed down from that and said, well, I'll do it after. Now, from my understanding, there's something that's being introduced. There's two different solutions to this government shutdown problem that they're introducing. There's the Democratic side that says, we're not going to give you any money for the wall, but we're going to go ahead and let you do away with this shutdown and pay them their back pay and everything. So that's our bill. No money for the wall, or that's what we're proposing to you. No money for the wall and just end the shutdown. Okay, well, that's great. And I think Trump is reaching out saying, well, here's the deal. You give me my money for your wall, for my wall, and I'm going to take and give you some of what you want for your DACA and your other things. That you're so, in a way, and this might just be me, I'm kind of thinking that the Democrats aren't really taking anything serious. And I'm going to tell you why. When you know that you're introducing something that is just flat out saying, no, we're not going to give you anything for what you want, and then you're going to give us everything we want to end the shutdown. And then President Trump is saying, well, you know, how about if you give me what I want and I'll give you some of what you want too? So which one is more fair? And, you know, that's, I did see where the numbers are up now, where more and more people are wanting the wall. And I also see now where they're not as many people are now blaming Trump. Before, a lot of people were blaming Trump for it. Now there's less people blaming Trump for the shutdown, which is kind of what it is. I mean, he he's been very clear about it, and the Democrats don't want to really take it serious. But I bet you if Trump hit the Democrats and they'll put them, limited their pay or shut, whatever, did something that would actually detrimentally affect their family, I bet you they'd be a lot more willing to come to the table. So, anyway, don't want to do any really political anything this morning. It was just kind of interesting. I did catch that in the news, and I found that interesting. So, what else? Did my weigh-in today, down to 281. So from 305 to 281. I'm going in the right direction. Not quite as fast as I'd want, because I've been doing this thing now for 22 days, 23 days. What is today? Oh, today's the 24th. So I've been doing it 24 days. And like I said, I went from 305 to 281. And it's not going quite as fast as I'd like it to go. But I will say that at least it's going. My weight's going down. I still haven't taken any cheat days. Everybody talks about doing these cheat days. I'm just not into that, because I also know that every time you cheat, you've got to put yourself back into ketosis, and I just don't like that. I mean, I'd rather just stay on it, eat what I'm eating, and actually, hopefully the weight will just keep going down. So I do, when I see the 279, I'll be ecstatic. I mean, right now the 281, that's nice. I mean, I like that. But boy, you wait till I hit the 270s, then I'll start to see some daylight. Because my original goal was 250, and now I'm kind of taking it even beyond that. I'm going, you know what, I'd like to get down to 190. I know I'll never see where I was when I was in the Army. When I was in the military, I was 150, 155. But I was also running 8 to 10 miles a day. I could run a 5-minute mile. I was very much in shape, as opposed to the way I am today. I'll see that in my pictures. I'll never see that weight again. I understand that. And also, you got to look at it. When I was in the military, it was constant exercise, constant PT every day. We would get up in the crack of dawn at 5 a.m. and we would PT ourselves till 7:30, and it was very grueling, but at the same time, the most rewarding thing I've ever done. It was really probably one of the greatest achievements in my life. Was really truly to be in the military, serve my country. I did the Tour during Desert Storm. I mean, that was the highlight. If I've never done anything great, the best accomplishments I have, I have unbelievably amazing kids. I have a great wife who tolerates me, God knows why, for 30 years. And I served my country. Those are like the 3 biggest accomplishments of my life. I don't care what, even if I invented something that made me $1 billion, it would pale in comparison to what I've already done and I've already had. So there's no no doubt in my mind that when I look back on my life, I can at least say, despite all the mistakes I've made, and I have made plenty of mistakes, despite all the mistakes, all the bad things I've done, bad choices I've made, I did at least 3 things right. And actually I would even say 2.5 things, because I still, I don't know how my wife puts up with me. I mean, I'm going to give her half credit on that. I should actually give her 0 credit, because she should have left a long time ago. She must be crazy, so I don't know. But I give her bonus points, actually. So it's kind of funny. Those are the 3 things that I'm kind of most proud of. And losing the weight kind of helps me realize, so many people, they're self-defeating. They use the words like I can't, I won't, and I'm trying so hard to be positive and say, you know what, I really still, you know, I'm how am I, 40, 50? I don't even, you know what, I don't even know how old I am right now. I'm in my, I was born in 67, so figure it out. It's 50, maybe 51, I don't know. Whatever my age is. But the point is, I really, truly, I stopped counting when I hit 40, so it doesn't matter. But I truly, honestly want to be able to say to myself, no matter what your age is, you really can do whatever you set your mind to. I mean, I'm not going to say that I could be a rocket scientist or an astronaut, but I mean, you know, for the most part, if you can think it and dream it, and I'm not saying you can. Maybe you can at any age. Who knows? You know, they have to put people in space of all ages, I would imagine, because they've got to check how space is on your body. So maybe you can be an astronaut at any age. Who knows? But I just think, you know, you can do anything once you set your mind to it. No matter, you know, if you need to lose 100 pounds, 150 pounds, I just want to see. I want to go ahead and see, can I really do it? I mean, I'm focused. I mean, it doesn't get hard. Oh, yeah. Every time I look at something chocolate, every time I look at a piece of candy, I'm like, wow, that would taste so good. That would be so, especially Reese's, peanut butter cups, things like that. Oh, my God. I'm like, just let me have one. But then I come to my senses and I go, I don't need it. This is something that was perpetuated by Hershey's, you know, putting it everywhere you go. I don't need it. Nobody needs it. We all want it, or we desire it, but you don't need it. It doesn't make you healthy. It doesn't help you, but it gives you that moment. What do they call their endorphins that release in your brain? You get that moment of satisfaction as it puts on more pounds and more weight and does more bad things for your health. So I'm kind of just trying to go, look, man, I'm going to eat what's good for me, or what makes me feel better, you know, and it doesn't hurt me physically. And I'm kind of hoping that that's what I'll be able to continue to do. Even diet sodas, after a while, I'm going to probably start phasing the diet soda out and just go to flavored or infused water. You know, infuse it with some lime or some lemon or strawberries or whatever. So that's a nice thing about what I'm on. I can have the fruits after a certain while to where I can start, like I can have lemon and lime anytime, but like strawberries and bananas and all that, you can start adding that back to your diet. So I'm not worried about that, but I definitely want to try and get down to that 190. If I can hit 190, that would be it. I mean, not 198, not 197. I mean, I want to get down to 190. And I think if I can do that, and now, you know, I do every now and then I'll get an email. Now, several weeks ago, I got an email from you guys, from one of you, that suggested exercise. It's you know, a group of exercises. Oh, and by the way, you can always email me, povamerica@outlook.com. I always respond. But I can't remember who it was. Somebody had emailed me with some exercises and things that would help me burn, you know, calories and help me get in better shape. But here's my question, and I could be wrong, as I say all the time. It's possible, but I try to do a little research, and I did some research, and I looked up basal metabolic, I think it was BMR, basal metabolic rate or something like that. And what that is it basically tells you how your body burns calories. And you know, and what I found out is, after researching this, your body burns most of the calories just operating itself, just moving your massive body from point A to point B, and you know, moving throughout the day, walking, and your organs, you know, functioning. That's how most of your caloric intake is burned. Exercise only accounts for a very small percentage of the weight loss. So they gave an example. They said, if you are an avid exercise, you exercise every day, and let's say, you know, you spend an hour of exercise, which, you an hour is basically typical for most people. Some people go longer if they have the time, but they say if you exercise an hour a day and you get you lose 100 pounds over any time frame, only about 10% of the actual weight loss is because of the exercise. The rest of it is your eating and how you eat, what you eat, and everything. So it was pretty interesting to see that even if you exercise quite a bit, you're only going to lose, only 10% of your weight loss is attributed to your exercise. So when I read that, I kind of went, okay, I can, I'll go ahead and maybe, I'm not going to be pumping iron or, getting on a treadmill or anything like that, but, I can see where if I become more active as far as walking or whatever, that would probably benefit me. That was the whole idea behind the Fitbit. I try to do, the 10,000 steps a day if I'm able to. So, there's definitely a part of me that wants to exercise more, but also there's a part of me that says, you know what? Stay focused on what's going to make the biggest difference, what you eat and how you eat, and bring in the exercise later. Bring in the exercise a little later, and then I'll start feeling even better, I think. That's kind of where I think the exercise will help me with. Maybe I'll get better sleep. Maybe I'll be able to sleep, longer. So I think the exercise will play a significant part as I continue forward. But right now, it's more or less focusing on eat. Like the other day, I was telling you, I was craving pizza. I just wanted a slice of pizza, and I'm going, man. And that's when the cheat day. I was like, well, maybe I could have a cheat day and just eat some pizza. And I was like, no, I don't want to do that. So I ended up, I made a cheese crisp last night, and I put, I put some pepperoni, and I put a little bit of cheese on the cheese crisp, and it just started to melt the cheese. Once the cheese crisp hardened, I took a little bit of, pepperoni, put it on there, and a little bit of extra cheese. And I had some of the sauce that was, I think it was like 2 carbs in the sauce I put on there, or 4 carbs. So I put it on there, and I made a mock pizza. And you know what? It was fine. I mean, it really, with the pepperoni and, the cheese that I actually melted on top of the cheese crisp was kind of gooey. So it was okay. I mean, it wasn't a pizza, but it definitely gave me the pepperoni taste and, the things that I wanted. It was almost like a thin crust, crispy type crust pizza. So, I said, that was one of the things you guys sent me, or somebody sent me about these recipes. They sent me a something with cauliflower pizza or something, where the dough was made out of cauliflower. I didn't look at it too much because I'm not a big cauliflower guy. I mean, I can take raw and put in some ranch dressing and eat it like that, but cooked and soft and mushy, no, that's not me. So anyway, so far it's been going good. The diet, I watch, for those of you who've watched the stream, you've heard me talk about Barnacules. He's one of the guys that has the shows I enjoy to watch, and I know he's been going under. He's been doing the diet too. He's been doing a keto diet, which is, I think, a little bit more stringent than what I'm going through. A little bit more, a lot more rules to it and things that you can't have, and it's not really for me. I'm going to go ahead and read up on it a little bit more and see if maybe there's some things in there I could weave in, but right now I'm pretty comfortable with the way I'm in. I'm not even doing a diet, and I've been very consistent about saying this, even to myself, because every time I've been on and I'll say quote-unquote diet, the first 3 letters of the word diet literally mentally puts a negative impact on my starting point, because it's kind of like saying, well, you'll die. If you stay on this for too long, you're going to die. And it really became to where it was almost comical, because I would fail every time I tried anything. Oh, we're going to do the South Beach diet. Oh, we're going to do Mediterranean diet. But it was always diet, diet, diet. And it just had a negative connotation. I don't want a diet. I want to be able to eat what I want to eat, good food that I enjoy. So everybody says, well, get on the Atkins diet. And I was like, no, I'm not. I don't like the Atkins diet. And then as I started reading it, I actually got the book because somebody says, no, look at Atkins. Just look at it. So I bought the book and I read it. And I went, wow, okay, I get it. It's not a diet. It's, people call it that. And I think in the beginning that's kind of what it was marketed at. But it's truly not a diet. It's just a change of your lifestyle, your eating habits. And it's like I have chicken, I have steak, I have all the meats I want, and I have vegetables, and I have fruits. I can have whatever. I mean, really, if you do it the right way, and you change your lifestyle and make certain changes, you're really opening the door for yourself to have everything you want, healthy. And it was kind of, like I love chicken, I love fish, I love meat, I love all the proteins that my body wants. I can have all of that. And if I want a salad with some ranch dressing, I can have a salad. I can have, the broccoli. I can take broccoli, put it in, whatever. It doesn't, matter of fact, cheese and broccoli is one of my favorite. But when I look at it, at the end of the day, it wasn't a diet as much as just changing my lifestyle. Doing away with the things that I know I don't need, that do nothing. When I looked at sugar, and I started reading about sugar, and it's like, okay, well, there's, sugar breaks down in your system different ways. There's simple carbohydrates, like simple carbs are my mashed potatoes, my French fries, my potato chips. Those things break down in my system faster, and they give a rush to my blood sugar levels, and, it's bad. But then there's more complex carbohydrates that take a longer time for the sugar to get into my bloodstream and elevate my sugar, and they're a little bit better for me. So as I was learning all this stuff, I'm going, okay, I get. So I started to see it, and now all of a sudden, now that I'm aware of it and I'm more educated, it's so much easier to just say, I don't need a piece of chocolate cake. Would it taste good? Absolutely. Would it be delicious? Oh yeah. Creamy, smooth, chocolatey. Oh yeah. Can I put a scoop of ice cream on it? Yeah, I can do all that. Do I need it? No, absolutely not. And is it good for me? No. It's good for my mentally for a few moments, but it's really not something I need. So it's something I want. That comes down to eating too. Is it something you want or something you need? And we just have, you have to define it, what's best for you. But changing the sugars and the way they enter every day now I've stopped taking my medicine. The VA says, oh, we're going to give you this medicine so you don't become diabetic and need insulin or all that. Because my blood sugars were high. I mean, I could test my blood sugar and it would be, 160, 170, sometimes 190 or tipping over 200, 212. I mean, all intents and purposes, I was a diabetic. I really was. But on the medicine, it would keep them, you would keep it at the 140s, 150s. It kept it low enough to where I didn't have to have insulin. I haven't taken my medicine now since I don't know, when the last time. But my blood sugar is around 86, it's normal. And that's kind of one of those things I was like, wow, I did that. And I didn't need a doctor, and I didn't need the medicine. I did that. I changed the way I eat. I changed my lifestyle, and I made myself healthier in that respect. So I kind of look at it and I'm thinking, I don't know how many folks out there ever wanted to lose weight, or if you're on a diet, you've been on a diet, what works for you. Maybe tonight we can talk a little bit about that. I will be on tonight, 7 o'clock. I'll be on the stream. I would like to know what's working for you guys. If you've ever tried to lose weight, 1 pound, 10 pounds, I'd like to know what's working for you guys. Because it's funny, because every morning I get in, I look I go in the mirror and I look and I'm like, well, I don't, I look at it, I'm like, I don't really see where I've lost this weight. I mean, I get in there and I'm like, well, a little looser here, like my belt went from, I'm like ratcheting my belt, but it doesn't look like I've lost weight to me in the mirror, but the scale doesn't lie. So I'm kind of going, okay, well, obviously I've lost at least 20 pounds, which is like 2 10-pound bowling balls. So somewhere 2 10-pound bowling balls of fat got shoved somewhere. I don't know. Did they come off my ass? I have no idea where they went. But at least I'm that much lighter. Makes like last night I have an inversion table, right? So I put my feet in, I go ahead upside down, and last night I flipped upside down and I'm touching the floor and I'm kind of just hanging there, and I can feel my whole spine just kind of aligns itself, and I was like, and it felt so good, and I was like, wow. Now when I was heavier, first of all, I could never go all the way upside down. I would never go all the way upside down. I would always go at just a certain angle, because I was always worried about being able to get back up, But last night, I just put it all the way upside down. When it went upside down, it felt so great, so much easier to get up. I had to readjust it to find the balance. You have to find the balance of where you are, so you're supposed to be able to put your hands over your head, and you'll go all the way inverted. But as soon as you put your hands at your side, the table will come back up. So I couldn't go off my height. You usually go after your height. How tall are you? I had to go off of my weight and find my weight in there to where I would be able to balance it. It was unbelievable. I was like, wow. It was just a whole different experience, but it felt great. I got off of it. I felt lighter, better, taller. My back feels great. And so I'm seeing there's a lot more that I could do now, just losing 20 pounds. So I'm kind of curious what it's going to be when I lose 30 pounds. But I think that I will do when I hit the 280 mark. When I hit I'll probably go down to, when I hit 270, that's what it'll be. When I hit 270, I'm going to have a little celebration, nothing with food. And that's nothing. I'm trying to reward myself without food. That's why the poker tournament on the weekend that I'm going to have, these are like my little rewards, things like that. Just, I don't want to. We grew up a lot of times. That's what we grew up. Happy birthday, here's a cake. Happy anniversary, here's a cake. Happy this, there's some food. Happy Thanksgiving, here's some food. Happy. That's kind of how we grow up. Rewards are tied to foods, and I don't want to do that. I want to give myself rewards that are tied to legitimate things that I enjoy, that I will get something out of, but I don't have to eat it. And if I am going to celebrate with food, it'll be a nice steak, or it'll be something, along that line that I can really enjoy. But yeah, it's a challenge. I'm not going to deny it. So if you've ever lost weight, if you're losing weight, I really would like to know what works for you. What have you done that work? Now, if you're going to come on and say, "Oh man, I exercise 2 hours every day. I get up and do this," and I can't do that. That's not me yet. Not that I don't appreciate. Not that I won't be able to do it. It's just that's just not where I'm at. I've got to get more. I've got to lose another 50 pounds to where I'm not worried about my knees blowing out. It's funny because right now, being in the military, I was in for 8 years, and all the running every single day, 8 to 10 miles, my knees are bone on bone. You can hear them. If I kneel down, they crack, but they don't hurt. They're just bone on bone. That's just how there's no smoothness to them. If I crouch down, you can hear them, and if I stand up, you can hear them cracking. That's how they are. Now they say, "Oh yeah, the VA even said, hey, we'll replace your knees. Don't worry, come on down, we'll take care of them." I'm like, no, you know what? Until they really bother me, until there's pain, See, right now I have no pain there. So until there's pain, I'm not going to go ahead and have my knees done. I'm just not going to do that. But I do every time I lose, like 20 pounds has made a world of difference. I feel better. I'm moving better. So another 20 pounds, then I'll start looking at, I used to love my elliptical. And at one point, I don't know if you've ever seen this guy on TV. He had this thing, his name was Tony Little, and he had a thing called the Gazelle. And it was kind of like an elliptical on steroids. The ellipticals, you have kind of limited movement as you run or as you go through it. But with his, you could swing your feet. It was just a very intense, but it stretched you and it challenged you, and it was probably one of the best machines I've ever had. I'll probably end up buying another one if I can find them, if they're still out there. But I'll probably end up starting to do that again. That actually, it stretched the muscles. It made them a lot more flexible, as well as a great cardio workout, man. So I'll probably end up doing that. But I'm not going to be pounding I'm not going to go out and run anymore. I used to, like I said, 8 to 10 miles every day. Ain't going to do that anymore. Not on the beach, not anywhere. It was bad on the knees back then. It's just as bad on my knees now. So I'm going to do what do they call it? Low impact. I'll do a low impact workout. Find something that works for me. A lot of the people I work with have joined a gym. And I joined it just before the hurricane. And then once the hurricane came and blew up the whole gym, it was going to take them a while to reopen. So I ended up doing away with the membership. I might go back now and re-up. But I'm not sure. So we'll see how that goes. But if you've ever done a diet, man, tell me what works for you. Shoot me an email, povamerica@outlook.com. Let me know what diet works for you. What are you doing to stay healthy? Are you taking vitamins? Somebody said I should be taking a vitamin. Everybody, I said, well, it's not only old people take vitamins. They're like, oh no, not just old people. Everybody should be taking vitamins to keep your B12 up, to keep this up, to keep that up. The only thing I do take once every Monday, I'll take 50,000 BTUs of vitamin D. I'll do that just because I don't get in the sun that much. Even though I live on the beach, I'm just not I don't spend a lot of time in the sun. So that's about it. I don't take any other pills. So maybe I should look into some. We'll see. All right. Anyway, guys, I hope today goes fast for you, and I hope it goes fast for me. And get out of work and do the things I like to do. And same with you. I don't know if you're going to work, going to school, whatever you're doing that you would rather be doing something else. Hopefully you get out of there quickly. I think this year my goal has got to be to get out of Florida and get back to Vegas or Arizona. That's kind of where I'm at. I really truly want to get back to a place where I enjoy things. I mean, I've got to be back to where being bored is not for me, and it never has been. I can't stand not doing something. I mean, it just drives me crazy every day when I go home and if there's nothing to do. And that's now back in Arizona, back in Vegas, always something to do. It was never boring, never dull. You could do so much here, and this is a vacation destination. This is where people come for spring break, and what it is the only thing to do here. And look, if you're into it, it's fine. But the only thing to do here is to drink and to party, and if that's not your scene, I outgrew that really quick. When I was younger, when I was going through school, yeah, we had those. Everybody had parties, and and you know what? I outgrew it very quick. It wasn't me. It was like, look, I'm not getting anything out of it. I would, you go and you socialize for a little while, and then I would usually leave. I'd go make an appearance. I might have a drink or so, and then I would go, and it was just like, then I could say, oh yeah, I was there. Yeah, I was there, and I had a, but it really wasn't my scene. And even when I got into the military and everybody, they wanted to go to bars and do all that, I'm like, man, they're like, oh man, that's how you go. You go to a bar and you meet chicks, you do that. Yeah, you know what? That's great if it works for you. It's just the people I want to meet, I'm not going to meet them in bars. The ones I meet in bars, yeah, no thanks. Well, anyway, guys, just to let you know, I'm coming up on my turn here, so if I start losing you, this is usually where our signal gets bad, so I do want to make sure that I do the shameless plug ahead of time. Follow me if you can. If you're watching me now, follow me or subscribe. I appreciate you. I really do. And you're helping me to get to that goal that, everybody wants. The Twitch and, YouTube wants so many subscribers and Twitch wants so many followers. So help me, guys, if you can. Follow me, subscribe. I appreciate you watching, hanging with me during the morning drive. If I start to lose you, I'll probably go silent for a minute or two, so until I get to work. But definitely subscribe and follow. I appreciate you. Hang with me this afternoon, too. I'll do the afternoon drive on the way home, and I'll kind of talk out loud again about whatever. Who knows? And then tonight we'll be on at 7. And if you're in and about tonight, drop by and say hi in the chat, and then kind of tell me if you've ever lost weight, you know people that are losing weight, you know that. Tell me what works or what you think about it, because I'm really, you love the encouragement, you love to hear other people what they're talking about, and I definitely appreciate every one of you guys for sitting there and staying with me on the morning drive into work. And it ought to be a quick day for me, I'm hopefully for you too. And yeah, usually, guys, when I get by that Coke building, that whole stretch there from the Coke building to here, I lose signal. So appreciate with you hanging with me this morning. Have a great morning, have a great day, or a great evening, depending on where you are. I know it's afternoon for some people, it's evening for others. But for me, my day's just getting started. So have a great one, no matter what time of day it is for you. I hope I see you tonight. Hopefully you'll tune in this afternoon if you can. About 3:15, 3:30 usually I'll get things started. And then after that, I'll do the 7 o'clock stream tonight for sure. Sorry I missed you guys yesterday at 7 o'clock. I fell asleep, and no excuse for that other than I was exhausted. So thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for staying with me for this afternoon or this morning ride. We'll see you soon.